Welcome to Chasing Impact, Not Sales, where heart meets hustle, strategy meets service, and selling feels good again. I'm your host, Mandy Minatello. Let's go. Hey, welcome back to Chasing Impact, Not Sales podcast. I am your host, Mandy, and I want to address something that keeps coming up again, which is best practices in sales. Sounds like a great thing, right? Like we all want to do best practices, but what I want to talk about is kind of not losing yourself in chasing shiny things. And those shiny things can include best practices. If you consider yourself a sales leader, then I promise you, you're probably more confused than ever right now, right? Because there's no shortage of advice in the sales realm right now. Everywhere you look, someone's got a foolproof framework, playbook, template, try this, do that. This is working for me. And the confusion comes in the fact that there's no denying that the sales space has changed. It has evolved tremendously. I would say just in the last year, but certainly since COVID. What worked in 2020 is not working now. In 2020, sales came easy. 2021, skyrocketing. But if you're still doing the same thing in 2026 that worked in 2021, I guarantee you're probably finding that it's either quote unquote not working or it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel aligned anymore. And so sales leaders are looking for the answer, but more information, more best practices, more frameworks and playbooks and templates and solutions and platforms, and has not created more clarity. And this is because best practices are context dependent. What works in one context is not foolproof in another. What works for one company is not going to work for another. What works with one team may fail in another. What works in one season may fail in another. So if you call yourself a leader, maturity in leadership looks like discernment. It doesn't look like compliance. It doesn't look like adopting someone else's best practices that are context dependent to them. Strong leaders don't collect tactics. They choose principles and stand on them. You can't just follow the flock and expect people to see you as the shepherd unless you have it backed on principles. And now you might be thinking like, well, no kidding. Like it seems rather simple, but let's think about this. Like, why is chasing best practices so tempting? And the answer is because what worked then doesn't necessarily work now. So you're searching for something. And what happens is you chase something, you adopt something that is working in someone's context, and it reduces your decision fatigue. It shifts the responsibility that the leader must take on because it's quote unquote best practices. It's foolproof. It creates this illusion of, well, this is certain. This is certainly going to work. And the fact is, in leadership, whether you're in leadership for sales, marketing, ops, whatever, there's a certain amount of ownership that you bear on your shoulders that will never feel certain. It always needs to lean on principles. It always needs to lean on the context. It always needs to lean on the vision of the business. So what you need to do as a great sales leader is not ask, does this work? Until you ask, does this fit us? Does this fit our context? Does this fit this business in this season with this team serving these clients? Once you've answered all of those, then ask, does this work? True leaders adapt frameworks, but don't copy them. You adapt them. You lead with the principles. I've always said you can't steal someone's script and expect it to work for you. This is the same thing. You can't take someone's whole model, sales model, and expect it to work for you. You can look at it, go, wow, that works in their context. How can I adapt that for ours? How can I make this match the principles and the vision and the team and the momentum that we have and the goals that we've put in place? How can I make that work? And what that is a key distinction between borrowing someone's strategy and borrowing their ideas. Take the ideas and adapt them to yours. Because if you just take someone's whole strategy and bring it over, what happens is your team feels this discomfort, this friction. Maybe they can't even put their finger on it, but it just doesn't feel right. Something feels off. This isn't sitting well. And suddenly they're having that moral conundrum of, I'm not really aligned, but I don't know what happened. And then that then cycles into the leaders losing confidence in their instincts because their teams are feeling off. And then they're feeling like they're not sure they can trust what's happening. And then the worst thing happens is that sales become performative instead of effective. You've now lost the service. You're just trying to check the box to fulfill the context from someone else's success. And that is never going to propel a business to the next level. So what it comes down to is taking a look, take a step back at what you're implementing and what you're doing. And again, ask, does this fit? Or is this popular? Are you following a sales structure, a sales model, a conversion strategy because it's popular? Because it's working really well in someone else's context with someone else's audience and someone else's team and someone else's business model? Or are you following it, interested in it because it fits, and then you go in and adapt? Because you're a leader, because you're a sales rock star, because you're in the position that you're in, because you're good. And now it's your chance to make that shiny thing your shiny thing. Don't go chasing shiny things. Don't go collecting sales strategies and putting them in a box like your tools. Adapt them so you can use them. Because leadership, true leadership, is having discernment. It's utilizing judgment. It's doing what's best for the company, not executing the latest trend. Anyone can do that. It's time to own the strategy. And by owning it means molding it, making it work. And if something feels off, looking at why. Why does that feel off? Does it not align with something within the context of your company? And that's the point when you can make those tweaks, make the adaptations, and make it work. And then you've got your own sales strategy, your own model that works in context with your team, and everybody can rise at that point. So I know right now things might feel kind of uncomfortable because what used to work isn't working, and what's working for someone else may or may not work for you. I'll tell you, it may not work for you. It probably won't work for you in the exact format that is working for them. So don't chase it. Tweak it. Make it work. Show your leadership. Show why you're there. And kill it. Because sales are still happening. Sales are always going to happen. It's the oldest industry there is, right? Someone is always selling something. You just need to figure out what feels good and what works. And I don't know why I was called to address this today. But I think it's because I feel the frustration in the industry. I feel the frustration amongst the leaders I know. I feel this manic panic of, what are we going to do? The numbers aren't where they used to be, but someone else is killing it, and you're chasing it. And it's a product of people being on social media with phenomenal marketing and whatnot. But don't chase it. Analyze it. And then make it your own. And then the sky's the limit, right? Let's go. Thanks for listening to Chasing Impact, Not Sales. If this episode sparked something, share it, subscribe, and remember, real sales come from real service. Keep chasing impact.